We are also following the news of Waldameer Park owner Paul Nelson, who died this weekend at age 89. The local businessman transformed the amusement park, earning recognition not only for his business skills, but for his work in the community.
Our Ethan Kibbe looks at Nelson's life and the legacy he leaves.
I am respected in the community.
Paul Nelson was Waldameer. In more than 70 years, he transformed the park from a part of Erie's past to a shining modern attraction drawing hundreds of thousands of visitors each year. Born in the 1930s, Nelson lived through the worst of the Depression, seeing families without hope.
I'm very community-minded, and especially for those people who don't have quite as much wealth as I have, I like to share it.
In the years that followed, he'd bring joy to millions, with a constant focus on families. Nelson started working at the park in 1945, an 11-year-old, cleaning dishes and bathrooms. Later, he was adopted by the park's owner and took control of Waldameer in 1965. His first years in charge saw their share of struggles as the park tried to draw visitors. But Nelson would prove the right man for the job, with an unmatched work ethic and the sort of foresight that could see around corners. In the 1980s, he sold the park's iconic wooden carousel horses, using the proceeds and a loan to build Water World, transforming the waterfront attraction. The risky move paid off. Attendance soared, and Nelson reinvested the record-setting proceeds into more renovations, expanding the water park and updating the amusement rides. As the new millennium began, Nelson kept building, installing state-of-the-art attractions like the award-winning Ravine Flyer 2 roller coaster. Even a pandemic couldn't stop Nelson. While the rest of the world paused in 2020, Nelson asked, "What's next?" creating even more rides and investing millions into the longest slide in Water World's history. Outside the park, Nelson earned near constant recognition for his work in the community. He donated to charities and famously cared for special needs visitors at the park. As everyone else aged, Nelson never did. A kid at heart, he lived at Waldameer, leaving behind shoes too large to fill. Waldameer will remain in the family, with son-in-law Steve Gorman running the business. But he'll do it without an icon, without Nelson's golf cart, without his stories, and without his smile.